Welcome back, everyone, for the 12th edition of the Bourbon Judge. Today, we're going to go ahead and review Johnny Drum. So, good old Johnny Drum Bourbon. So, a couple of things about Johnny Drum. First and foremost, Johnny Drum's actually owned by Willet. So, if you look under the Willet site, they're actually they own them, but it's not actually something that they make themselves. At least we don't know that for sure. But for Johnny Drum, so the bourbon itself is sourced. So it is a Kentucky-based bourbon, but it is also, if you do some research, it's a sourced bourbon. So they don't actually make it themselves or distill it themselves. So that's one thing about Johnny Drum. Another kind of cool, story about Johnny Drum as a whole. So the story kind of goes that a young kid back in the Civil War was trying to fight, obviously in the war, but obviously too young. So he finally found a regiment that allowed him to join, and he joined as a little drummer. So hence the name Johnny Drum. Pretty cool, right? So for this bourbon today, we're gonna go ahead and taste it and sample it a little bit. So a couple things. Number one, you tell the proof is 100. So actually 101, sorry. So 101 is the proof. There's a front, there's the back. It does not give an age statement, right? Cool label says private stock and so forth, but it doesn't give an age statement. So we don't really know exactly how many years this one is actually aged. Kind of just taking a look real quick at color. This is like a light to medium color. Very, light to medium. Another good thing about Johnny Drum is that also it's a sour mash, so that typically makes it a little bit sweeter in the overall taste profile, because they're using obviously older blends to kind of enhance the taste a little bit. So it's a very sweet process as a whole, and typically makes the bourbon a little bit sweeter than most normal other bourbons. Kind of from the nose, just kind of get into it a little bit. Interesting. Okay. So at first, you pick up a lot of the ethanol, right? Very strong, because 101. Then as you slowly kind of get into, you smell, some of the berries. But you smell a lot of brown sugar, like very deep brown sugar. All right, this will be interesting to try at least. In terms of finding Johnny Drum, so if you do end up liking it, in terms of finding it, it's for the most part pretty easy to find. Once in a blue moon, you may have to search maybe like 3 or 4 stores, but you're not going to go like too far to find it. It's pretty easy to find as a whole. So, well, folks, it's toward the end of the week. It's time to cheers. Let's try this, right? Okay. You pick up the sweetness, so you feel that, you taste that brown sugar. You taste that that sweetness from like almost like the blackberries, blueberry range. Not super berryish, but definitely you pick up some of those notes. Try this one more time. Okay. All right. So one thing we didn't discuss was price point. How much does this bad boy cost? So you can typically find this anywhere from $30 to $35. So not too bad on the price point. It won't really hurt the wallet. When it goes down, I didn't mention that earlier, but when it goes down, you taste the sweetness, but overall from the palate, it's pretty kind of basic as a whole. So you say to me, Bourbon Judge, is this one I'm going to run out and buy? This is one I'm going to leave on the shelf. Do I bring it home to my collection and share it with friends? Folks, the judgment is in. This is a no buy. Leave this one on the shelf. While it may say private stock and has some really cool, great selling features, right? For $35, honestly, in my opinion, it kind of lacks the taste profile. I've had other $35 bottle of bourbons that, even from a sour mash, that are much better in quality. This one, again, you smell the sweetness, you taste the sweetness going down, but the overall profile, it's just not there. So I don't know if it's maybe like the age part of it. I'm not sure how many years is aged. If I had to guess, maybe 3-4 years. Maybe it would change the flavor a little bit more if they aged it a little bit longer. But it's just not one that you want to run out and buy, at least in my opinion, right? You know, as I always say, a good rule of thumb, if you're out at a bar, try it just to make sure you agree with my assessment. But absolutely, this is a no buy. Hence the reason why there's a lot left in the bottle, in my bottle, because I do not typically share it with my friends. So again, this is one you definitely want to leave on the shelf. Thank you folks for reviewing the video today. Please make sure you also subscribe to the channel, and we'll check in next week. Talk to you soon. Thanks.